side of that camera were excited to give us questions. I mean, we were flooded with your questions. We had a barrage of questions each and every day, every time we asked. And so many people were asking the question. And I want to begin with a question that we asked Councilwoman as well.
Yes.
And it's about crime, but specifically Terrence asked this question, saying, hey, I'm a lifelong Detroiter. He's lived there for 60 years. And Terrence goes on to say, we need the National Guard, and please do not mention community groups because they do not work and everyone knows it. That's the question on the right where it says West Detroit. I find this to be an interesting question because I've heard this time and time again. What do you say to someone like Terrence, who's, by the way, watching tonight?
We're never in favor of National Guard or armed forces.
Praise the Lord.
We
don't want them in here. We don't need them in here. We can't have them in here.
It's a local responsibility, and we have great men and women in the city of Detroit who carry out that responsibility with dignity, integrity, and respect. So we want to continue to do that. But we also have partnerships like the One Detroit Initiative, where you partner with the Wayne County Prosecutor, you partner with the FBI and other local and state and federal law enforcement agencies in order to continue
Same clip.
to bring crime down. Because crime don't just affect Detroit, it affects us all.
But is there ever a time where, I understand what you're saying, National Guard is not supposed to take the place of Detroit police, but is there ever a time that they come in order to...
1968, they came in.
You got to remember when
Detroit police couldn't stop the riots.
That's a traumatic experience. Many people that come from even my own community and multiple communities know the trauma of what devastation that has brought and the residuals of that devastation that we continue to live with. Just the thought of it alone traumatizes an entire community of people, and so we're never in favor of having to have federal...
You ain't giving him much FaceTime, are you?
Right, I want to ask you a question. When you look at the numbers of polling, oftentimes you see, your opponent...
Yeah, you don't want to give him much FaceTime because he is working Detroit.
18-20% mark.
So you want to butter up the Detroit police officer so you go to your car and not get robbed.
This is an important run that you continue to do with the vigor that you're doing right now.
Well, when you think of the fact that there are 518,000 voters, registered voters in the city of Detroit, and you only poll 500.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Most of the time when polls are done, a poll...
I got 5,000 people on my channel, Mr. Solomon. I'd rather see a Solomon running the country than a female.
And when they are, many times they don't feel like government is taking them into consideration. I got into this race because that 80% of the population, no one's talking to, no one's reaching out to. They have issues that we ought to be concerned about and we ought to prioritize, like affordable housing, crime that you just mentioned, education, transportation, access to mental health.